Making it 11 degrees right now at the airport. Good morning, everyone. Prince Charles is facing a call for his abdication and a frosty response from Moscow after reportedly comparing Vladimir Putin to Adolf Hitler over Russia's annexation of Crimea. According to the Daily Mail newspaper, while in Halifax during day one of the royal tour, Prince Charles comparing the Russian president to the Nazi leader when talking to a volunteer, a conversation the prince thought was private. Russian officials are calling the comment outrageous. The Russian embassy in London says the Russian government wants official clarification about the comment. A spokesperson for Clarence House, that's the official residence of the Prince of Wales, the spokesperson says they are not going to comment on private conversations. It was a private conversation at a reception for war veterans. The comment coming just 2 weeks before Charles is due to meet Putin at the commemoration of the 70th anniversary of the D-Day landings in Normandy on June 6th. We will likely find out today, back here closer to home, if another person will enter the Alberta PC Party leadership race. Thomas Lukaszuk tweeting late last night saying, "Tonight I made a really big decision, details tomorrow." Just a few days ago, Lukaszuk revealing he has commitments from financial backers and a network of supporters ready to lend a hand should he decide to run. He'll be the third person, by the way, if he does so, saying he's in. Jim Prentice wasting no time and focusing in on what will be a thorny issue during this leadership campaign, ending entitlement. That's going to be one of the things Prentice says he plans to focus on if elected. The opposition Wild Rose hammering the Tories as of late as a party of entitlement, especially during Alison Redford's tenure. Prentice says getting rid of that and restoring public trust will be a top priority.
The government that I would leave, if I'm fortunate enough to win this race, will be a government that's focused, that's disciplined, that campaigns on the basis of the 5 priorities that I set out, and it will be a government that first and foremost restores public trust in this province.
Those 5 priorities Prentice was talking about includes a commitment to conservative fiscal principles, restoring the bond between Albertans and their government, also maximizing the use of natural resources, making Alberta an environmental leader, and improving quality of life in our province. Political scientist Lori Williams says Prentice is saying the right things. The key, though, is putting those things into action.
First thing I noticed is that he is addressing an issue that's front and center for Albertans, and that is this whole culture of entitlement. He's going to address that and deal with it, and he's talking about being very disciplined, being tough on some of the abuses that have happened in the past.
Lori Williams says although Prentice has a strong caucus backing, Rick McIver, Calgary MLA, has a lot to contribute to the leadership debate. As of right now, the PC leadership only has 2 people in it, Prentice and McIver. May 30th is the deadline to enter the race. A new leader and ultimately new premier of Alberta will be chosen in September. This Sunday is when you can drive through the brand new airport tunnel. Pack a lunch, though. The tunnel's pretty long. It's 620 meters long, more than 4.5 CFL football fields in length. It's so long, the lighting inside is brighter at each end, and the lights dim as you drive through it, so your eyes can adjust to the darkness. The tunnel, by the way, 6 lanes wide with room for the LRT eventually to pass through it. It cost $295 million. It's opening on time and on budget. It's expected 15,000 vehicles will use the airport tunnel every day, eventually growing to 30,000 vehicles by 2020.
It's designed to accommodate an LRT lane on the inner lanes adjacent to that center pillar, and you could actually take away the shoulder and you could continue to have 3 lanes in each direction.
This tunnel is not necessary today. We don't need it now. It'll be 10, 15 years before we really understand how important this is to have this built.
You can actually walk through the tunnel on Saturday this weekend, if that's your thing. A grand opening ceremony is happening on Saturday between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. The tunnel opens to traffic at 5 in the morning on Sunday, so you got to get up early if you want to be the first through.